Hi, in this video we'll be looking at how to tackle the multiple choice questions section in the IELTS listening test, where one person will be talking on an academic topic and you'll have to answer 10 questions related to it. I'm going to share with you some tips and strategies on how to effectively answer these questions so as to get the best score possible. For many students, multiple choice questions are the most difficult and confusing of all the questions in IELTS listening. Let's go over some common problems that students face while attempting these questions and what can be done to deal with them. You are given some time to read the questions before the audio begins, but many students complain that it isn't enough to read the questions properly. Well, I agree, because some of the options given can be really long and wordy, making it difficult for you to read the options in time. So what should you do? I would suggest, instead of reading every single word, skim through and scan the options to find important words and underline them or make a note of them, and then look out for these words while listening to the audio. This will certainly make things easier for you. The answer options generally come in the form of synonyms or paraphrases, which means you'll not find the exact words used by the speaker in the options. Imagine you get a question like this. The town Gilead is famous for A. Alluring landscapes, B. Breeding felines, C. Cats. And then you hear this audio. You must visit Gilead. It's a wonderful town which is known for beautiful landscapes, but more than that, smiling cats. Alright, so the town Gilead is known for beautiful landscapes. But wait, that's not the answer. More than the landscapes, it's famous for smiling cats. So the answer should be smiling cats. But do you see it in the options? No. We do see cats, option C, but that's not the correct answer, because the audio talks about smiling cats, not just cats. But if you know the synonym for smiling and cats, you would know the answer right away. Grinning is the synonym for smiling and felines is the synonym for cats. So the correct answer is option B, grinning felines or smiling cats. So you see, the vocabulary used in the options is different from the one used in the audio. This can certainly lead to confusion if you have a limited vocabulary. That's why it is very important for you to work on building your vocabulary. Distractors are words that are set to distract you from the real answer, and IELTS multiple choice questions contain many distractors. For instance, if we consider the previous example, options A and C are nothing but distractors, which are there just to confuse you. The speaker first mentions that Gilead is known for beautiful landscapes, so one can easily assume that the first option, option A, is the correct answer. But that's not the case. It's a distractor. When you keep listening, the speaker adds, but more than that, smiling cats, which means the correct answer is either B or C, because both the options mention cats. Felines, if you remember, is a synonym for cats. But is the speaker talking about cats in general? No, he's talking about smiling cats, which means C is also a distractor and option B is the correct answer. So don't just assume that the first option you hear is the correct answer. Listen out for words like but and however, because these types of linking words indicate that the answer might not be that straightforward. Another common problem that students face is not being able to keep up with the audio. This often happens when you miss an answer. For instance, if you miss the answer to question number 1, you might not realize that the speaker has actually started talking about question number 2. To tackle this problem, always underline the keywords in all of the questions before you start listening so that you are prepared to move on to the next question when you hear any words linked to it, even if you missed out the previous question. Alright, so these were some of the challenges that students face in the multiple choice questions and how one can deal with them. It's practice time. We'll be doing 5 questions and we'll review each question with the audio script. Let's read out the first one. What is the major challenge mankind is facing? A. Poor application of technology. B. Determining the kind of future we want for present and future generations and create relevant technologies. C. Rising population. Now let's listen to the audio.
Good morning. Today we are going to discuss the impact of technology on our lives. We cannot think of separating technology and human life today. Day by day, in our daily life, our needs and demands keep on increasing. We use it to travel, to communicate, to learn, to do business and to live in comfort. However, we are also facing several concerns because of technology. Now, with ever-increasing pollution and poor application of technology, we have a serious threat to our lives and society. We must wake up and ensure proper use of technology. The biggest challenge in front of us is to determine the type of future we need to have and then create relevant technologies which will simplify the way we do things and use technology.
Okay, did you get the right answer? Let's have a look with the script and check. The speaker says, we use it to travel, to communicate, to learn, to do business and to live in comfort. However, we are also facing several concerns because of technology. Now, with ever-increasing pollution and poor application of technology, that's our option A. But remember, we should never assume that the first option we hear is the right answer. Let's keep reading. We have a serious threat to our lives and society. We must wake up and ensure proper use of technology. The biggest challenge. All right, here could be our answer. In front of us is to determine the type of future we need to have and then create relevant technologies which will simplify the way we do things and use technology. There you go. Option B says the same thing, of course, in a paraphrased version. So B is our answer, while A and C are just distractors. Option A is one of the concerns, but it's not the biggest or major challenge. And option C, there is no mention of rising population by the speaker. Let's move on to the next question. If technology by itself is not harmful, then why is it affecting us negatively? A. There is almost no area in which technology has not impacted us. B. Because everything has a good and a bad side. C. Because humans are not using it judiciously. And this is what the speaker says.
It is not possible for us to explore how much impact each new advanced technology has had on our lives and what impact it will have in the future. Nothing is left untouched by technology. It has impacted the environment, people and the society as a whole. The positive and negative impact of technology on our society is determined by the way we use technology. Technology by itself is not harmful, but the damage happens by the way we use it.
Let's review with the script. Nothing is left untouched by technology. It has impacted the environment, people, and the society as a whole. If you look carefully at option A, it's paraphrased version of this sentence, which is there just to trick you. It's just a statement which doesn't answer anything. So we better move on. The positive and negative impact of technology on our society is determined by the way we use technology. Technology by itself is not harmful, but the damage happens by the way we use it. Okay, the answer is in the last line. Technology is not harmful, but the damage happens by the way we use it, which means we are not using it judiciously. That's why it is affecting us negatively, right? The correct option is C, while options A and B are distractors. I've already told you about A, and the speaker has mentioned nothing about option B. Clear? Next question is, we should switch from exhaustible energy sources to A, non-renewable and inexhaustible sources, B, renewable and inexhaustible sources, C, renewable and exhaustible sources. Okay. As you can see, for questions like these, one can easily make an educated guess too. Still, let's hear the audio.
We need to use energy to process products in factories, to run cars, to light homes, and also to run technological machines like computers. But the only way to do this is by shifting from exhaustible energy sources to renewable and inexhaustible sources like solar and wind energy.
Nothing doubtful here, the speaker clearly mentions renewable and inexhaustible. Just make sure you listen attentively because the audio is played only once. So option B is the correct choice. How has technology changed education? A. With long distance learning, students can save more on their studies. B. Students have become overly dependent on its existence. C. Students around the world are using the internet, smartphones, and other digital devices to find new learning opportunities. Here's the audio.
Let's look at some positive impacts of technology on our society. 1. Technology has brought about a positive change in agriculture by mechanizing it. Now, a small number of people can grow vast quantities of food in a short period of time. 2. Technology has brought revolution in the field of transportation. As a result, both society and businesses have benefited. There is more mobility for people and goods, whether it is rail, road, water, or air transport. All types have been transformed and advanced. 3. Technology has improved communication in all aspects. Electronic media like radios, televisions, internet have improved to such an extent that at times we wonder, what next? 4. Technology has tremendously impacted and improved education and learning process. Technologies like mobile phones, iPads, projectors and internet are being used across the world. The popularity of visual education is increasing day by day. In fact, it has proved to be the best method of learning in many subjects. Moreover, programs like long-distance learning have opened new boundaries for learners around the world.
And here's the script. Technology has tremendously impacted and improved the education and learning process. Technologies like mobile phones, iPads, projectors, and the internet are being used across the world. Okay, we do see a hint of this in option C, but let's keep reading. Let's not assume anything. The popularity of visual education is increasing day by day. In fact, it has proved to be the best method of learning in many subjects. Moreover, programs like long-distance learning, okay, this is mentioned in A, have opened new boundaries for learners around the world. Okay, the speaker is saying distance education has opened new boundaries, whereas option A is talking about saving money. No relation at all. So we can rule out A. Also, the speaker has not mentioned anything about students becoming overly dependent on technology. So we can rule out option B too. Now we are left with option C, which is just a paraphrased version of the second sentence. So the correct option is C. Clear? Last question. The speaker talks about the following negative impacts of technology except A. Increased population, B. Serious health conditions such as depression, C. Exhaustion of resources. So you have to choose an option which has not been mentioned by the speaker. Let's hear the audio.
Now, let's consider some negative impacts of technology. 1. Technology has led to depletion of resources. With ever-increasing demand for advanced technologies, a lot of pressure is being put on the earth. 2. Technology has increased population. Now, people live longer with increased medical facilities. 3. Technology has increased pollution. Manufacturing and processing factories are burgeoning because of increased demand for new technologies. Hence, the more technology we enjoy, the more we harm our environment. So, at the end, I would like to say that one thing that can help us now is the judicious use of our resources and technology.
The speaker clearly mentions A and C, increased population and exhaustion, meaning depletion of resources, whereas there is no mention of serious health conditions. So the correct option is B. With this, we have covered all the 5 questions. I really hope you understood all of them. Let me quickly repeat the key points for you. Improve your reading speed and comprehension level. Always underline the important words or keywords before the audio begins. Build your vocabulary because you know they are going to use a lot of synonyms. And lastly, beware of distractors. Always look out for linking words like but and however. Remember these points to do well in the multiple choice questions. Also, feel free to visit our website unolearning.com to find free practice material and test papers. And if you wish to take IELTS coaching, then don't forget to browse through our customized and result-oriented online courses. That's all for today's video. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.